Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do the review of Atelier, the Painter's Studio. Hopefully you've had a chance to check out our How to Play and Playthrough video. So let's take a look at what this game's about for context before we go over the review.
Okay.
So what you're doing is that you're going to collect paints to get different master paintings. Some of them are masterpieces that are shown here. You need to get 3 of these masterpieces to end the game, and these are how much points are worth. So you're trying to score the most points collecting paint. You see Julie has students here. She has a majority of her students here, so she'll get paints from these where she has a majority. Where there's a tie, no one gets paint from there. So if I were to get another one of my students here, I can get red paint. And how are you doing actions? Well, you're spinning your dice. So this allows you to get any one paint you want. This allows you to collect paints where you have the majority of students. This allows you to place students, and a 3 would allow you to move students around so you can get majority in of those painting piles. And then a 5 allows you to paint a painting. And the cool thing is, as you paint paintings, like I said, here's the points. These are all 1,800 paintings. We even give you special abilities here when you collect it. Sometimes you get it on your every turn, or in the beginning of your turn, or once per game. And sometimes you have to return students when you paint them, so that goes away. And then you even have Patron Cards here that will give you bonus points at the end of the game. So you'll get 2 of these at the beginning, you'll pick one, and you can spend these inspiration tokens to get more. And in fact, you'll see here that you can spend inspiration tokens to re-roll the dice, any dice that you haven't already allocated, to paint a painting instead of using a 5, or to draw another patron card. And so when you see in our playthrough, I got these paintings, and Julie dominated me because she got all these paintings. I mean, look at the score she had here. And she was the first one to get the 3 masterpieces, and that's why she got the bonus 4 token. So it's a score the most points.
It's kind of a race game too, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. You're allocating dice. You have area control with your students, and you're doing set collection because you got to, like I said, spend your paints. So I would need 2 green and 2 yellow to get that. All right, so that's a quick little overview in record time there.
That was record time.
And if you want to see a detailed how to play and play through, just take a look at the other video. So let's take a look at how we review it. We come up with our reasons, our positives, negatives, and neutrals separately. We don't know what each other's going to say, and then we give our top 10, our rating on out of 10.
Yep, the Bgg rating.
Yes. So here we go.
Okay. The art is incredibly beautiful. It's just, oh my gosh, it's mind blowing. It's like going to the, was it Metropolitan or the Louvre? But it's in your hand.
I don't know. I've never been to the Louvre.
I never have either, but I think that's where all the paintings are, and or a lot of them, and it's beautiful. The pieces are bright and they're good quality, and they're just fun. I love bright colors. It makes the game happy. Very easy to learn and to play. When you're not teaching it, it can play pretty fast, but when you're having to teach, it goes a little bit slower. And I think it's good player interaction because you are talking about, okay, you see him put his little students down, and you're like, okay, now where am I going to try and out student him or move him to where I want to go? And
then you're looking at the, what is this called again?
Palette?
A palette here, and you're seeing, Julie, I have 2 red and 2 yellow, or a yellow. So Julie might be thinking, he might be going for this card or this card. So you are looking at what paints people are collecting and trying to predict what they might be going for.
Because it's out in the open, it's not covered. And I don't know, I think it's a very fun, beautiful game. And I actually have to admit that I read the rules on this one, and I tried to teach it to him. And let's just put it this way, he had to read the rules and reteach it to me, but I didn't mess up too bad.
Look, there's some details you missed. Look, there's always somebody in a group that's the main rules reader.
And that's him.
And that's me. You know, I did, if you know my background, I did my dissertation on rule book writing. So it's definitely an accessible
But I
game.
tried because
Yeah.
it was a small little rule book, and I thought, oh, I can do this. And I set it up perfectly. Don't get me wrong, I did know
Yeah, even
how
though
to set
there's
it
a
up.
typo on the setup here.
I figured it out, but teaching it, I missed a few key important
That's all right.
things.
That's not what's important. The point is that you're right about the player interaction.
Mm-hmm.
That in some games you're playing solo.
Yeah.
In this game, we're not. I am checking what you got.
And I was looking
points
at what you were, yeah.
Right. So that's a good thing. And I didn't think to put that on my reason. So let's see what I said.
What did you say?
I said it's easy to learn, teach, and play, especially if you're the main rule reader. You won't have no problem.
No.
Except for the typo and setup.
I think it took 10 minutes.
Yeah. And, I mean, I mentioned this in the how to play. If you really want to know what I'm talking about, the numbers here on the setup don't match the numbers here on the picture.
Yeah,
That's you figure it out. So it's minor. But beautiful art with educational connections. You could use this in an art class.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because as I mentioned in the how to play, and I'll mention it here, it's just so you know what's time periods. Well, it's all 1800s, but if you want to know which styles, you have Impressionist, Post-Impressionist, Realist, and Romantic. And because all these paintings are in the public domain, I mean, could you imagine if they had to pay for this
Oh,
artwork?
jeez. They wouldn't put this game out.
Well, it would have cost so
Or it
much.
cost a lot of money.
I mean,
It's
that's
just beautiful.
I mean, if you go through the whole deck, we haven't even gone through all the paintings yet.
No,
But
we
it's
haven't.
It's just amazing.
It's just, oh, I love that one.
I mean, you could, like I said, I would.
That one's from The Office.
When I taught Gifted and Talented, we taught thematically. We had an annual theme. So one of the themes would be power, interdependence, change. One was aesthetics. And so part of our lessons on aesthetics, we talk about the meaning of art, what do different colors mean, depending on cultures, what are different lines and things like that. Mm-hmm. Again, it can change by culture, but in general, if you want to show anger, you show jagged lines. But we had lessons on art history too. In this game, I would have played with my students.
Oh, wow.
And in fact, I'll get to that in a minute. There's another point about that in a moment here. Okay, so it's a nice mix of mechanics, area control, set collection, and dice allocation. It's just the right balance where you don't feel like it's different. I should say it's things that you've played before, but it's mixed in a way that it fits the game. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, it may be too light for some, but there's enough interesting choices and tension, especially if it's a filler game, because you can get done with this game in 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe even 25 minutes if you really go for the masterpieces.
Yeah.
Because those are the cards
That's what I did.
with the stars here, as you can see. Let me go. Why am I doing it that way?
I don't know, you silly.
Right here. So the game ends when a player collects 3 of those, 3 paintings of those, and then you finish that round and you have more round after that.
Which is nice because it gives the other person a chance to maybe catch up a little bit.
Right.
You know?
It just doesn't end like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the first time I didn't like it as much because that's why Julie brought up teaching the rules. Okay, because some things were not taught properly with moving students and something else. And I said, I don't know, this game's not that great. Then I had to look in the rules. Then we played it the correct way, and it's like, yeah.
And he's like, I really like this game.
So what does that tell you? Is that sometimes people can have a bad experience, and this is in my dissertation. You can have a bad experience when you don't play the game as designed, and sometimes it doesn't matter at all. You still have fun, and you can, like for instance, we were playing a rule and Ticket to Ride wrong all the time.
So long.
We would get an engine card, and we'd get another card. You know? We were playing that wrong for years.
But it was fun. We had a good time.
It's just, hey, maybe it made it quicker. But see, not playing that rule correctly didn't affect it. But the first time we played this, we weren't playing certain rules right. And
That's true.
And I could see, remember, I didn't like it as much.
No, but I did.
I'm liking it more and more that I play. So let's take a look at our Bgg rating.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh, we busted 7.
Yeah, so we're usually willing to play, and it could become an 8 or 9 or 10 over time.
Yeah.
We haven't played, we've said this before, we sound like a broken record when we say this. This is a game that we like enough to recommend buying, and it's going to be on our short list to play again.
Yep.
We have almost 3,000 games. So for us to say that, there's games that are on a shelf that we're going to be selling, trading, giving away.
getting out of the house.
And if we ever get down to 1,500 games or 1,000 games, if we have to downsize, this game will probably stay.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, doesn't mean we'll get to an 8, 9, or 10, but we have games that are 6s and 5s that will get cut if we ever have to.
If we had to get rid of games.
Get rid of more games.
Because we were getting a smaller house or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but this is what I was going to say earlier. We have other games that have this theme. We have the Bob Ross game.
Yeah.
Which has some balance issues. And we had fun playing that.
Oh,
but we
yeah,
haven't
that was
gone
fun.
back to it. Takato is fun. It's about, remember, it involves painting a little bit. You go on the journey through Japan. It's very non-aggressive.
I don't
remember. You might
remember.
go to the, okay, you don't remember.
I don't remember.
It has a long Japanese map, and you're collecting murals.
Murals?
Well, when you see it, we have Kanagawa. God, I just looked at it. I don't want to get it wrong. I'm going to go look. Okay. Kanagawa. Okay. This game is in the top family games. But guess what? We haven't played it in a year.
I don't remember when last. I don't even know anything about this game.
And I say, I don't have. I'm not in the mood to play this because you know why? It's a little fiddly.
Oh.
This is not. This is very concrete. And we have there's that bidding game where you're bidding over paintings that Mayfair put out. It's supposed to put out by someone else. I forget what it's called.
For sale?
No, it's something else. That game, we just haven't thought to play it again. And there's another painting game. Oh, Fresco. That's also in the top 100 family games. And it's more of a Euro game, but I haven't had the urge to play it. This,
I don't remember playing it.
because it's easy to set up and play, and thematically it just works. Again, this doesn't get a lot of love.
Oh, well, it should, because it's really good.
And that's why I pointed out that it might be too light for some. I just don't think, maybe they don't like, maybe they'll play Fresco and they like that better because it's more complex. I don't know. But in terms of the thematically and the strategy of getting certain cards to make, because you got powers.
Right.
Like if I get this card, it's going to help me out through the game. And so you're looking around, and then when you got patrons here that give extra victory points, it's going to guide your decision making.
Yep.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is that out of all the painting themed games we have, this is the best one we've played so far.
I agree.
And those other games, I can't remember the last time we played them.
And honestly, I can't really remember them. So maybe it wasn't that great for me. Maybe it was too hard. That's why I don't remember. But this one, I don't think I'd forget. This one, really, really like.
We played the Bob Ross one a lot with the boys.
Oh, do you like Bob Ross? Yeah, that one.
But there was a balance issue with it. Remember, there was certain action you could take with it, and we'd have to revisit that game.
I kind of vaguely remember you saying something.
Yeah, and that's why we stopped playing it, because it's like if you do this one action, you're more likely to win, and then it was kind of broken. All right, well, anyway. So that's our review of Atelier. I hope you're watching this and give it a chance. At least try someone else's copy, even though it doesn't have the highest rating. Right now, it's below 7.
Aww.
But that could be a lot. Not a lot of people own it.
True.
And the people that have played it, this is not their thing.
Yeah, that could be.
But then there's people that rate it, really high, 8s, 9s, and 10s that love the game. So,
I really like this. I'm really happy we have it in our collection. And we have friends coming over, gaming friends that we haven't seen in forever, thanks to pandemic, that we finally get to see on Sunday. And I wouldn't mind playing this with them. I think they would enjoy it, and they might pick it up themselves.
So, speaking of that, I was trying to think. So, remember, it took me two games to really appreciate it, because we didn't play it right the first time.
But I liked it the first time.
And now I played it a third time, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah, I
think it's one of those games that you appreciate it more with more plays. So that is our review. Thanks for watching. Please check out the How to Play and Play Through.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.